Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government empowers over 2,000 indigents through Livelihood Support Program. INEC declares Monday Webolo of All Progressives Congress winner of Edo gubernatorial election. On the foreign scene, Sri Lanka swears in new left-leaning president, and in sport, Nigeria defeats Tanzania in Under-19 Cricket World Cup qualifiers opener. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Government, through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has empowered over 2,000 indigents and vulnerable citizens of the state. This empowerment was carried out under the federal government's Nigeria Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus in partnership with the Lagos CARES DL 1.3 with the theme Training for Livelihood Support Program. Head of Lagos CARES DL 1.3, Toye Salami, said the event was held across various divisions of the state, viz. Ekwe, Agege, Isheri, and Koka Aguda between September 19 and 20. Salami explained that all beneficiaries were sourced from the Lagos State Social Register of poor and vulnerable residents of the state. According to her, over 25,000 names were mined from this register, and the criteria are they must be active in businesses, must be given a soft training that can further boost their businesses, and a one-off grant payment must be given to them to support their business growth. Lagos State Government has urged stakeholders to embrace peace and shun boundary disputes that may result in chaos and disorder in the state. Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs and Rural Development, Bolaji Robert, gave the charge at a sensitization meeting on harmonization of peaceful coexistence between border communities in Lagos State. Robert, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Kikelomo Bolariwa, affirmed that the state government, through the ministry, has continued to ensure peaceful communal existence and zero-level communal clashes that can arise from boundary disputes in the state. He urged participants to desist from disrupting or rejecting the outcome of the inspection to determine boundaries between the various parties, and should also initiate advocacy programs within their communities to educate community members on this. Lagos State Government has reiterated its commitment to sustainable transportation as the state joins the rest of the world in commemorating World Car-Free Day. Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, re-emphasized that these are the Sustainable Transport Festival held on Sunday at Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island. Oshiemi urged stakeholders to promote and support transportation systems that are environmentally friendly, socially inclusive, and economically viable. He reiterated that the Car-Free Day celebration aims to promote non-motorized transportation, NMT, also known as active transport, which includes walking, cycling, skating, and other small-wheeled forms of commuting. Oshiemi described the event as a significant milestone in the state's efforts to create safer, more livable communities by reducing reliance on cars while prioritizing sustainability, public health, and overall well-being. The federal government has appealed to Nigerians to clear their canals, drainage channels, and gutters to mitigate floods. A dam update report by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA, said the water levels at the nation's critical stations along the River Benue showed a steady increase towards flood levels. According to the statement signed by Head Media and Publicity, Loretta Samuel, as of Saturday, the rise continues, but at flood preparedness level. Samuel urged the 12 flood-prone states earlier warned by NISA to put measures in place to contain or allow conveyance. And on to the rest of the stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Monday Webolo as the All Progressives Congress APC of the All Progressives Congress APC as the winner of Edo State gubernatorial election. Okpebholo, 54 years, secured 291,667 votes to defeat Aswe Ighodalo of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who got 247,274 votes, while Olumide Akpata of the Labour Party got 22,763 votes. INEC's returning officer for the poll, Professor Farouk Kuta, made the declaration at the Collation Center in Benin City, the state capital, on Sunday. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Monday Okpebholo for his victory in Saturday's Edo State gubernatorial election. In a statement by presidential spokesman Bayo Ononuga, Tinubu urged Okpebholo not to gloat over his victory but to see it as a challenging call to service. The president encouraged him to reach out to his political rivals and unite the people of Edo State to ensure its development. Tinubu also praised other candidates who participated in the election for their contributions to advancing Nigeria's democracy, saying peaceful political contests such as these portray Nigeria as a stable democracy. Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived in New York to represent Nigeria at the 79th United Nations General Assembly. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwacha, made this known in a statement, saying that Shettima touched down at John F. Kennedy International Airport, New York, in the early hours of today. According to the statement, the Vice President was received by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, and Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosso Tijani. Others were the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Kashifu Inuwa, Nigerian diplomats, UN officials, and many others. Nkwacha said, as directed by President Bola Tinubu, Shettima would lead Nigeria's delegation to this year's UNGA. And also foreign news. Sri Lanka's new president, Anura Dissanayake, has been sworn into office, promising clean politics as the country recovers from its worst economic crisis. The left-leaning Dissanayake, who has cast himself as a disruptor of the status quo, and analysts see his victory as a rejection of corruption that has long plagued the country. Saturday's election was the first since 2022, when discontent over the economy fueled mass protests and chased former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa from power. And former U.S. President Donald Trump says he will not run for election again in 2028 if he is defeated in this November's U.S. presidential poll. Trump has been the Republican candidate for the last three national elections in a row and has reshaped the party greatly over the last 8 years. The real estate mogul said he hoped to be successful at the ballot box on voting day on November 5. Trump is currently neck and neck with Democratic candidate Vice President Kamala Harris, including in the key battleground states that often decide close U.S. elections. And now sport, Nigeria's women under-19 team, the junior female Yellow Greens, has kicked off the 2025 ICC Women's T20 World Cup qualifiers with a flying start, beating Tanzania by 4 wickets in Kigali, Rwanda. Lilian Ude was the biggest performer for Nigeria, grabbing 5 wickets to power Nigeria to a confidence-boosting win in the group. Nigeria captain Lucky Piety lost the toss and the Tanzanians elected to bat first, but that was the only win the East Africans would claim, as Nigeria ran the show in the first innings with some spectacular bowling. One of Tanzania's opening batter, Jennifer Kimaro, proved difficult in the crease for Nigeria until she was undone by Ude after making 64 runs off 60 balls. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, Maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Seoul administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? Can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government, through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has empowered over 2,000 indigent and vulnerable citizens of the state. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Monday Okwebolo as the All Progressives Congress APC as the winner of Edo State gubernatorial election. We also told you that Sri Lanka's new president, Anura Dissanayake, has been sworn into office, promising clean politics as the country recovers from its worst economic crisis. And in sports, Nigeria's women under-19 team, the junior female Yellow Greens, has kicked off the 2025 ICC Women's T20 World Cup qualifiers with a flying start, beating Tanzania by 4 wickets in Kigali, Rwanda. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Iduwolaya. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.